Hi, I'm Leah Sherwood with Science and Medicine Group. I'm reporting from the American Association for Cancer Research, the annual meeting in New Orleans. I'm joined by Shawn Sweeney. He is the director of the AACR Project GENIE Coordinating Center. Welcome, Shawn, and thank you for joining us today.
Sure. So AACR Project GENIE is an open source international pan-cancer tumor registry, and we've built it by through data sharing amongst a consortium of academic institutions, international institutions that provide their clinical sequencing data and some limited clinical information that we harmonize through our technical partner, Sage Bionetworks and CBioPortal, and make it fully available to the research community. And so our goal is to take that information, so in particular in cancer, where much of the disease is driven by changes in the tumor DNA. So with these sequencing tests, the clinicians that treat the patients at the institutions are able to identify these mutations and potentially alter treatment or base their treatment on those mutations. And so by aggregating this data, what we're doing is really by aggregating the data, we're giving power to sort of small or minor changes that maybe people wouldn't have seen. So you start to see new patterns in the data by putting that together. And the ultimate goal is to improve clinical decision-making by giving other healthcare providers sort of insights. They have questions, has anyone ever seen this mutation before? Or is this significant or insignificant? And they can kind of look into a registry like ours and others and see if there is something there that's potentially actionable to sort of help guide their treatment for the patients. Yeah, so it's a great question. So we started with 8 founding institutions, and we later expanded through an open call by adding 11 new institutions. And so we have 18 active institutions who are constantly contributing data, but in the registry we have data from 19 institutions. And it's fascinating you asked about the expansion. So we're about to expand or have an open call. So it's actually up on the website right now. The application's not open, it'll be open sort of beginning in May. But what we're trying to do is really enhance the representation of underrepresented individuals, including sort of various geographic regions like rural regions, as well as underrepresented racial and ethnic minorities in the data set. And so this call is, we have 5 open slots for institutions that regularly see underserved populations and are willing, see them and treat those patients and sequence their genomes and tumors. And we're opening a call for those to join in to help enhance the diversity of the registry. Great question. So your question is about how many people are using the data and sort of how many projects have cited or something. So we actually do follow those metrics pretty closely. I will say the last time I checked was the end of March. So these data from the end of March, but we had well over 10,000 registered users. And to your point, your question was, can anyone use the data? And it's absolutely open. The only thing we do, first and foremost for us is protecting patient privacy. And so when you first go to log in, you just have to accept our terms of access, which essentially says, I promise I'm not going to try to identify any patients in the registry. And then we capture that information and sort of who you are. And then you've got access. And once you have access, you can explore the data. And so more than 10,000 people as of the end of March had registered to use the data. And more than 610 papers had cited the database. So that's pretty exciting for us. Yeah. And I can tell you, we've run a bunch of internal projects. We have about 10 manuscripts that have been published so far. A few natural history studies we've done in collaboration with various pharma companies have been published as well. And last summer, we were able to contribute to the FDA filing. We contributed data to the FDA filing with Amgen for the sotorasib drug in treatment of non-small cell, G12C non-small cell lung carcinoma. So those are just some of our projects, but as you heard, more than 600 people have other projects going on, and I'm sure, and I hope there are much more. That's a great question. So fortunately, we work as a distributed network. So the question was, how has the pandemic impacted us? And if anything, it made people work harder. So we're very fortunate, sort of everyone's contribution to the project and sort of all the sweat equity that goes into what we do. And the pandemic, we were not affected because, essentially it's a distributed network. Most folks were able to continue doing their work remotely. And since it's all digital data transfer, et cetera, it kept going. Oh, we continued to grow through the pandemic. And really, hats off and thanks again to all the team members who did that. Yeah, so I'm excited about a lot. But in the very short term, what I can say is, actually in the next week or so, we'll be releasing their first deeply clinically annotated cohort of almost 2,000 lung cancer patients, to just making it fully open to the public. And we're super excited about that. So that data is coming from a collaboration. We have a pre-competitive collaboration with 10 pharma companies. And I'm really proud about that collaboration as well. So, a lot of people, may malign pharma or whatever, but in fact, they're very collaborative, and we were able to get everyone together in what's called a pre-competitive or, competitive space and to do this collaboration. And they've been fantastic partners, and we really work together, and we've generated this data set, and it's super exciting now to this is just the first of 10 that'll be coming out, and we're super excited.